Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the month of July. Now Capricorn, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. All right, so let's go ahead and get a shuffle in here for you, Capricorn. Now I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the Classic Rider-Waite Tarot, and the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. I'd also ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, let me make sure we get everything out here and in view. Get right into it. All right, that's looking just about good enough to me. I'll also take 3 of these oracle cards to clarify as we go along. And all right, energy on the bottom. You have the Strength card. So this is big Leo energy. This is the energy of confidence, of creativity, of putting yourself out there. And the way that the Strength card really suggests that you put yourself out there is by overcoming any sort of internal obstacle that may be placed in your way, that may be on your path or in your sort of energy at this time. So it says to really do your best to exert some type of willpower over your situation. The Strength card is a very good card of just generally of courage as well. As you can see that this person is literally hugging a lion, right? That's a very challenging thing to do. And sort of being courageous in working through those and surmounting those types of obstacles that you may be dealing with. Now again, it is about overcoming obstacles, but again, this is coming from the internal layer. This is from within you. The Strength card doesn't necessarily mean that there is something like somebody else's energy involved here, although we do have the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. So I do feel like in this case, there are probably group scenarios showing up here for you in the future. It actually looks pretty good. But there is an internal situation as well. And I think for you, that's going to be kind of the key to work through that, to work through in this month. So let's just dive into this a little bit more, and I'll sort of try to clarify my thoughts around that. But in your overall situation, you have the 9 of Swords. So here we see this internal message coming back in, okay? The 9 of Swords is literally somebody who's in the middle of like they're having a nightmare. They're going through it's sort of like mental anguish. They're going through it. And you can see that their head is in their hands. They're not sure what to do or what to think, or, you know, it's energy like that. But the thing is, this situation has not happened yet. They believe that these 9 swords are going to come through and hit them, but they never actually do that. And so the 9 of Swords really says that you may be making a situation out to be a lot worse than it actually is when you get that card. And so while it is potentially mental anguish, it is also recognizing that there's a little bit of separation of fact and fiction here, right? And so what is real? What is tangible? What is going on outside of you? And what limitation or obstacle are you placing on yourself from within, is really what I feel like here with the 9 of Swords and the Strength card. Now what I really like is the Strength card is almost the perfect antidote to the 9 of Swords, okay? Because the Strength card, this isn't, okay, the 9 of Swords is an internal obstacle. The Strength card is working through that. And so I definitely like to see that for you. Now, in the past, you have the Devil, you have the Knight of Swords, and you have the 3 of Wands. All right, so actually one thing I'm noticing here, we have 3 threes, and they're all in the corners, okay? We have 3 threes in 3 of the 4 corners in this reading, okay? So 3 is a number of trinity and unity. 3s in tarot represent other people, okay? Or they can represent other people. It can represent your connection or your relation to other people. And in this spread, corners help kind of lay out the context. Corners in this spread can indicate kind of what is going on around you at this time. And for you, I think actually there is a situation here where other people are involved. And I also think that there's something going on internal as well. Now, this reading does get very good, just to be very clear, but I have to say what I see here at this time. So I do think other people's energy, I don't know if it's good, I don't know if it's bad. If I'm just looking at these by default, they're pretty good, but we don't have the Three of Swords, which is really good. We don't have the fourth three, the Three of Swords, but by default, these are pretty good. We have to take everything into consideration. Okay, so you have this Devil card here. The Devil card really just says, listen, you are capable of working through any sort of issue, but you have to sort of dig in and allow whatever shadow that you have to come out and to name the shadow and say, okay, this is what I know I'm not doing right. This is how I'm going to solve it. Simple, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. The Devil actually in this case could be very good for you because the Devil is the card of Capricorn. It is the Capricorn energy. And so we have other people in 3 of the 4 corners, and then in the 4th corner, we have you. Okay, so this is about your connection to others in this month. This is going to be very important. There could be an event here happening for you in July as you have this Knight of Swords here energy below the Capricorn card, below the Devil card. The Knight of Swords does talk about an event kind of happening quickly in your life. It does ask you to be careful that you do not there is something here about around self-destruction. I don't know if I said this in another reading of yours, but the problem with the Knight of Swords is it can be a little bit of a self-destructive energy, and sometimes we have a capacity or a tendency to self-destruct when things are going well. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but many people are afraid of success. And what I would like to point out to you is you do have a major card of success here with the Three of Wands. Okay, Three of Wands is the initial win, and it says that small wins build up to big wins over time. It is, of course, a 3, and I've talked about the number 3 at length here and its connection to groups. But the Three of Wands is that first win that you need to build into a big win. It's also a sense of adventure. It's growth and opportunity on the horizon, in the feeling that there's a whole lot more in front of you. There's a lot of sort of ground to cover, and that's an exciting type of feeling. And so I think for some of you here, allow the success to sort of just be a part of you instead of, maybe being afraid of succeeding is what I feel like saying. Now, in the current situation, you have the King of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords, and you have the Knight of Wands. So we have 2 knights here. Going to be a busy period of time in this month. Of course, this is going to involve other people. For some of you, this will be your colleagues. Okay, your colleagues' energy will be involved here. And for others of you, this will be friendship energy here with the Three of Cups, I definitely feel. And I'm not getting a whole lot of family energy, so I think probably for many of you, this will be around your colleagues or your friend group, or just your social circle, the people you kind of engage with in a day-to-day manner. Now, what's interesting here is you have the Devil card next to the King of Swords. Here's what I think might be happening, is some of you might be a little bit annoyed, frustrated, or challenged by a boss figure in this month. Okay, the King of Swords, it can refer, if you are not in charge, right? Like if you're not running the show, or if you're not in a leadership role at work, the King of Swords can represent a leader at work, can represent your authority figure. This person might be trying to keep you under their thumb, if you will. This person might have control issues. Okay, there may be an abuse of power here with the with the Devil card, which is the Capricorn card, with the Devil card next to it. There might be a little bit of a control issue, and it's possible that something at the same time is out of your control. Okay, so this could be what's holding you up late at night or keeping you up late at night here with this Nine of Swords. But again, we have the perfect antidote, which is the Strength card, overcoming that situation successfully in the future. You do have this Knight of Wands as well below. I love to see this for you. The Knight of Wands is also a card of adventure. You have two cards of adventure next to each other with the Three of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And isn't it interesting here that some of you may be moving into a new direction? The thing is, you have the double knights, okay? Knights indicate movement, or they can indicate movement. They can also indicate events happening in one's life. The Knight of Wands can come forward when you're ready to move residence, change zip code, change location. Some of you may decide to sort of like up and leave. Some of you may just say, you know what, I'm getting tired of this. Like, this person's like toxic. The Devil card and the King of Swords could be, like I said, somebody who has abuses of power issues, or somebody who's like a little bit toxic. And it's possible that some of you are leaving that situation here, and this has maybe been brewing for some time. In the future, you have the Three of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Three of Cups. Like I said, so this gets very good here in the future for you. So I like that you have the Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, and the Magician. I really do. So this upper row here, we have a colleague situation, and we have this potential toxic person here with the King of Swords and the Devil. The upper row is the row of your thoughts. This person is occupying your headspace. Okay, what is that phrase? They're taking up real estate in your mind, or whatever the case is. There's this like phrase that's like popular, occupying real estate in your mind. It's a phrase that like, yeah, but I definitely feel like this person is on your mind, okay? You're thinking about the way that they are, the way that they're acting, it's bothering you, it's annoying you, so forth and so on, because you have this Nine of Swords anchoring this reading in the middle here. And the reality is that we can't control how other people act. We can't. We can't. We have to do what we can to help ourselves out to the best of our ability. And it doesn't mean be totally, completely, and 100% selfish all the time, but sometimes we have to allow ourselves to help ourselves out. And, you know, oftentimes when there's a challenging colleague situation, the best thing that you can do is remove yourself from that situation. And I say that speaking from experience. Sometimes you have to remove yourself from that situation. And I think that some of you are really deciding to do this. You have the Three of Cups here as well. What I like is the lower row. So the upper row is a little bit challenging. The lower row, what I see you doing is talking to friends. I see you talking to trusted allies. I see you talking with people in your immediate social group, not your work group, okay? Not the people that you engage with at work, but somebody else or a group of other people. And I think some of you are deciding to have a little bit of fun here and say, you know what, maybe I should listen to Tom or Alice or whoever. Maybe I should listen to them. You know, maybe they obviously make the right choice for you, but maybe what they're saying is not exactly wrong. Maybe there's a little bit of truth to what they're saying. And it's almost like some of you are going to have an important meeting of the mind, and you're going to be like, whoa, this is maybe a really good situation to investigate. And then from there, you have the Magician card, which is you alchemizing this into reality. This is you manifesting this move, manifesting this change into the world, into reality, and taking action on the changes that you feel inspired to take action on. Let's go ahead and take a look at these three cards here. Okay, so you have Lady Venus, downloads and understanding, truth is being revealed, deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. You have Chronos, life force, express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. And then you have Holy Amethyst, divine alchemy, move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. This is your card. This Lady Venus card is my personal favorite card in this Oracle deck because I've seen it come forward when I, right as I receive downloads or right around the time where I receive downloads. It's a very powerful energy to connect to, and maybe even pause this video and just take a look at this illustration and connect with the energy if you feel guided to. And so, yeah, this card can come forward when you're hearing song lyrics that make sense, or when you're overhearing conversations that make sense. But your most important card is this Holy Amethyst card, which is let go of the challenges, let go of the person here, who is potentially toxic, and focus on what you actually want, focus on what you desire. That's the biggest card for you. And that's also just, amethyst is a stone of manifestation. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and, let's go ahead and take a look at the other cards here. So you have the Three of Pentacles, you have the Five of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, wow. The Queen of Swords, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And the Knight of Swords, that's literally never happened. King, Queen, Knight, those cards come one after the other. Wow. Out of all of the, out of 78 cards, the fact that this just happened in a pattern like that, here's the problem for you. Look, so it's almost like in your situation, like where you are now, it's almost inescapable. Like, no, that's the wrong way. You can get out, and the way that you get out is by taking a new opportunity elsewhere. But there's almost like a bunch of people maybe side with the King of Swords. And remember, the King of Swords is toxic in this reading, because you have the Devil and the King of Swords. And the colleagues here are showing up as an issue, which the King of Swords in this case would be your colleague. The problem is you have the Queen next to it and the Knight of Swords and the Knight next to it. These, it's almost like some people are in cahoots, or whatever that phrase is. They're all sort of cahoots or whatever it is. I don't know what it's called, but it's like they're all kind of triangulating you. Okay, they're all sort of triangulating you, and you're in a situation right now where there's not a whole lot of upside. And so the way out of that is by taking something else with the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this is I've literally never had a reading like this where this has happened before. King, Queen, Knight, and it's like paired with the Three of Pentacles again, all kind of perfectly falling in line. So some of you are connecting with a new adventure. Some of you are connecting with a new adventure somewhere else. Yeah, look, you have the Empress. There are an abundance of opportunities available to you. Okay, so I think it's a matter of kind of putting out some feelers, seeing what's out there, and going from there. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.